Oh yeah! Hasn't been started in 6 months. Look at old Smokey back there. Guess what, you guys? We got invited to the Van Prix. Okay, I've been waiting for years to go to a Cletus event and be a part of it. And this Friday, May 3rd, we're going to Indy.
Cletus is in India?
No! Indiana. We're going to Indianapolis, Indiana, to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we're driving in the Van Prix. Jim York's gonna be out there. He won it at the Freedom 500, but the Indy 800, we're going for him. I'm gonna do my best, okay? I don't know if I'll win. I don't know if I'll win, but here's the deal. I want to see you there. If you're out there with us, I want to meet you. And I'd love to see you guys in some merch. So if you don't have any merch, make sure you head to RobbieLayton.com, get you some merch, be a part of the team, come to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You know what, if you can't attend, get your Freedom Plus from Cletus so you guys can watch it on live stream. All right, so before we take off on May 3rd to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, you guys got to watch this video. We're working on the bus. You guys just might see this thing run and drive today. All right, we're getting back to work on the Onyx Cool Bus. If you guys haven't already, make sure you're an elite member because we're putting names, actually Onyx Off-Road is putting names all over this bus.
Did you say cool bus or school?
I said cool bus. We got the guys from the Hosers coming down to help us with the brake lines. So they're gonna be measuring it all out, going back up to their laboratory, making some hoses, sending them to us so we can get them put on the bus. You guys might have seen Scott and Taylor over on Fab Rats. They do a ton of stuff for Paul. So that's how we found out about them, but they do an awesome job. They did the limos, brake lines, and they're doing the brake lines on the bus. They do a very, very good job. So if you guys need any custom DOT or hydraulic lines for your vehicles, hit them up. Well, thank you guys for coming down.
For sure, we appreciate it.
We'll get y'all hooked up. Thank you.
3 days later.
We've got a few things that came in. We got brake lines from the Hosers. Those guys took amazing care of us. Where are those brake lines? I want to show them. Aside from being 25 feet long, you can't even tell they're not stock. All right, so check this out. The Hosers came down, they measured it out. They built us DOT approved brake lines. Look at this, all brand new rubbers. This is gonna go across the rear axle. That's gonna go up to the bus. Boom, boom, boom. These are the cool things. Factory end, factory bracket. Factory brazed end. How cool is that? They built us factory lifted bus brake lines. I'm just flabbergasted.
Factory lifted bus brake line.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. They literally know their way around the hose.
And the
As you
Pacers.
can see.
And the Pacers getting them next?
Yeah, the Pacers getting stainless steel braided lines from them because the guys are freaking awesome. Another thing, I got on the old Amazon there and I ordered up a new set of lug nuts because those lug nuts too shallow. So you can see we were blowing the back out of them. So there you go.
Blew the back right off.
So I'm trying to get the spacer on because it's not seating properly. If it needs to be opened up a little bit more, we can take it to Sean and see what kind of trick he has up his sleeve to do it.
It's coming! Just make sure I don't hit the lug nut with the stud.
Oh.
All we gotta do is sit and
Scuff that
lip.
paint off.
And there's a lick there.
Since you're the aluminum with drip under pressure kind of guy, we need just a little bit cleared out of this. You can see where I was hitting and it's just a little bit. So we'll let Sean, the aluminum expert guy, get that all fixed up.
So what we're doing here is we're going around with some Scotch-Brite, the red stuff, the good stuff. Going around the hub, we need the hub. There's rust. So we're gonna see if we can clean it off. This is much better. Oh, that looks good. Warm even. Oh, yeah, not much play.
Chipping off some of those big chunks of rust so you can see. Okay, so I'm just gonna put 4 lug nuts on there and tighten it down tight just to make sure. Golden.
So we're just test fitting the front wheel, see if it's gonna clear with the spacer we've got.
Oh yeah.
No problem.
I mean like 1/8 of an inch.
Oh,
Inside here, we wanna make sure we're not hitting the steering. So we put a spacer in it. All right, so I've got the task of figuring out where the brake lines go and what side they go on. So I think I've figured out the routing. Now we're doing the 2.5 Fox shocks, the auxiliary shock, and then the front coils. So this is gonna have a lot of shockies up here. I don't think we need the new bracket. We'll probably just use some ties. All right, so I've got this routed. We are gonna take these brackets off. It's a factory style bracket. Actually, we can use this bracket and we can just put a bolt through there. That's what we can do. But I'll still take it off so I can get it out and drill it. But yeah, we can turn this bracket around, cut it down, and bolt it right there. All right, so I've got the rear brake line. This new T is a little bit smaller than the factory one. I'm gonna have to drill it out a little. We'll bend that just a hair. Perfect. I'll weld a bolt to the housing, that's what I'll do. Put that vent in. I'll just weld a bolt here, and then I don't have to drill that out.
Okay, so I'm disassembling this front end, taking the wheel bearing and everything out so we can put the dust shields for the brake rotors back on. I have to get rid of this, the drag link, well, not the drag link, the steering arm. That way I can actually turn the tires and it's not going to be, I also have to take it all off, and with the steering on there, it won't just come off.
No, I'm hooking on the brake lines that we didn't remove to the new ones. And this one was all stiff, so I had to get it freed up so I can spin that instead of actually have to spin the whole hose.
Oh.
I'll just let it dangle there. Now I got to take the caliper off. And I'm doing the 4 bolts for the, or 4 nuts for the wheel bearing.
Ooh. That did not come off like I expected it to. So you have to take that all apart just to put that back on?
Yes. We got the axle. He'll be able to use both hands.
Now, put it all back together just for that.
We didn't have a spot to bolt any of our brake line stuff to, so I just welded a bolt on there. So that'll be our line up there. This will come up top. Come over here to a little clampy poo, and we'll be in business. We'll let that cool down. I've got to run over to Hermanson's, get us a clamp for this line, then we'll come back and get this rear brake line all installed.
Okay, so I came over. Sean has been working on some 08 fenders. So we're converting the bus. It's an 2002, and we're converting the front end to an 08. But with the lift and tires that we put on, we put 38-inch tires with that lift. He's cutting the fenders down. As you can see right here, he's got the line drawn, and he's gonna cut it. But then the way he does it, he welds it back, and then he keeps this lip back on there, so it almost looks just like factory. He's got one done, and now he's just working on this other one. I'll show you the other one. See, now if I would have shown you this one at first, you probably wouldn't have been able to tell because of the amazing job he does. Getting it back together.
That's why I had to cut up
Okay.
to bring that back down and then get it to fit.
So now he'll go through. Basically, he says he'll push that and get it all, but he'll start from the top. He said he'll do a little cut here so we can get that to move into place and then bend. But you wouldn't think that it's going to look that amazing as that other one. Not quite finished. Then he goes through and he just sets and marks where he needs to touch it up a little bit, but man, it is coming along. Hillbilly, why you all sweaty?
I've been watching Cops. This side is almost put back together. All I have to do is just put the brake line back on snug, or finger tight like Robbie had it. We don't want to put it on tight just in case we need to take it back off and route it some other way, or you never know. Just like that, one side done. Now, I have to go do another side. Okay, I just got the dust shield put back on and hook up this last brake line. And then all I have to do is hook up the steering. It'll all be done except routing the brake lines and bleeding the brakes. Besides waiting for a bolt, to do the drag link. Steering in there, this whole front end's done. While I wait for Robbie, I'm gonna start adding fluid to all the differentials and the transfer case. I had it right front on the gear oil because the front takes 80, 90. The rear takes 75, 140.
Did you know that before you bought it or when you bought it?
As I was getting it,
Oh,
I had to ask Napa.
so you did it so you could remember. That's a good idea, man.
So now I'm just gonna fill them up.
So you fill it till it just starts to seep out of the hole?
Yes, we'll need a catch pig mat so that way it doesn't make a mess on the floor.
I got a pig mat right here. Whole mine we called pig mat diapers.
On the rigs, oil rigs, you call them diapers too.
That looked like it took it all.
Put your hand in there so you can feel it. Your finger.
Nothing.
Now do you feel it?
Yep. So it's probably like right there.
Oh yeah. Tighten this plug and go to the transfer case.
Ooh, that's pretty. How much does this take, do they say?
I didn't ask him.
I don't know why they have to make it look so good. Like blue raspberry to me.
Well, got the transfer case all filled up. It took about 2 1/4 quarts. So now, snug this up and move to the rear differential.
All right, now that this is cooled down, we'll go ahead and get this all cranked on. We're gonna get working on getting all these brake lines tightened up. So we started putting this all together and I forgot to put the new ones on. So we've got this side on, got this hose ran. I'm gonna put the passenger side together. We're getting close to bleeding these brakes and getting this thing out of this shop.
Okay, I'm going through and just making sure that all the suspension bolts are tight because none of them were tightened. And we want to make sure they're tight before we take it out of the shop because we don't want to be backing out of the shop and have it go.
You got all the back of the 4-link tightened?
Yep, I'm working on the last 4-link bolt. Luckily, Robbie had a spare or has another axle outside because I had to go steal one of the nuts off of it because this one's missing it. Okay, I just noticed the panhand bar, stabilizer bar, I don't know exactly what the name of it is. The bolts are loose, so once I get this one tightened, then I will get the size to tighten those up.
Dugga.
Tight.
These are all jam tight.
Now I just got one up there to do.
Cotter pain.
I'm just going through and getting these brake lines bolted to this stabilizer control arm. What are they called? Something link.
You're the one supposed to be telling me.
Track arm. Radius arm. God, it's gonna look clean. This side's done.
All right, so I went and got me a bigger clamp for this side. I want it to pass through. I don't want it to be fully clamped, just for in case. Then if we need to, a little bit of movement or whatnot, it'll be okay. We'll get this tightened up and this rear brake section will be installed.
2 bolts left and all the suspension front and rear bolts will be tight.
All right, so we've run into a little bit of a snag. Not a big one, but a little one. So we've got to adapt our bus to the rear brake line. So I went and got me an adapter to go to the DOT line, but the nut on the bus is metric and this is a standard adapter. So we're gonna cut it off and we're gonna make it standard. So I went and got me a 3/16 brake line. I'm just cutting it off to steal the nut. And then we're gonna reflare it with a new nut on it and we're gonna be back in business. And we're gonna be bleeding brakes. We're gonna be pulling this bus out. All that work for that little nut. One common mistake that lots of people make, and I've made it plenty of times, is you go to do your flare, you forget to put your nut on. So make sure that your nut is always put on your brake line before you go to flare it, or you'll be redoing it. So I got the bubble end of it. Now we pop this out and we reverse flare it. That's what this cute little tool is for. And you get your reverse flare. And I've had about enough brake fluid for the rest of my life. All right, now we'll get our bend back in it. And we'll be in business. Just get everything brake cleaned so that if we have any drips, oh, there's a drip back there.
Yeah, I'm gonna tighten this up.
A long ways from being tight.
I think we've got it tightened up. So we're going to start the bleeding process. Let's just do it real quick, old school style. All right, so we just filled up the fluid. Hillbilly's gonna run and grab some extra because we're gonna lose a lot. Sean's in the bus, he's gonna pump it all up. We're gonna bleed these brakes. Pump it, hold it, okay, pump it, hold it, okay, pump it, hold it, pump it, pump it. Yeah, we're still getting a ton of air. So we've got this Harbor Freight Holt vacuum bleeder we're gonna try. I've never used it before.
Sucking a lot of air.
So we're just gonna do this, go around all 4 corners, and then we're gonna manually bleed it like we were. Try to get some of the air out. All right, this side is bled. We're gonna go over to the driver's side. The back is coming along really nice. All the air is coming out of it. The brake is working. Oh yeah, that had tons of air. I'm guessing that's feeling better.
Yeah.
Once more, and then this side will be done. We'll bleed it, and then we'll check for leaks, and we'll get the wheels on and get this thing outside. All right, no air, Sean. I'm gonna go to the front. Okay, let's go once more, and we'll be done on this side. Pump it up. Oh yeah, tons of air. Pump it up. This will be our last time. How's it feel?
It's there now, right away.
Cool. All right, get our caps put on and get the wheels and tires back on this thing. So Hillbilly's just getting a brake line rerouted a little bit so there's no tension on it. We've got these 2 wheels and tires on. We're gonna put the driver's side on, get them tightened up. Then all we gotta do is transmission fluid, and we're putting this thing outside. I was just talking with Sean, everything looks better outside. So we're super excited to get this thing outside and see it for the first time in the light, outside the shop, and see what it's gonna be like. Long time coming.
Excited.
I learned how to do this at the off-road games. Oh yeah, you did.
I remember you
Change
went
wheel and tire. Woo, woo. Now we do know that when we pull it out, it's gonna rub. We are very well aware of that. But we're changing the front end, so it doesn't matter.
It'll rub until it don't.
Okay, let's get this sucker down.
You can tell Lincoln's been in here.
Yeah, every single button's on.
Stud was turning on me because the leads wore out around the square piece.
This thing is high off the ground.
Still cold start. Oh, you're high up there.
I know. That second straight. Oh yeah. Hasn't been started in 6 months. Look at old Smokey back there. Dude, it is so tall. I know. We're gonna get the transmission fluid in it. And this Onyx pool bus is going outside. Do we got steering? Oh! Crank it all the way, run right on the sleeve. There you go. I bet we could put this up on the alignment rack and at least get it close.
Yeah.
Then we can see if we're like this.
That's fair.
Wonder if it dog walks. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
But Sean squared up the front, I squared up the rear. There's no way it dog walks. We squared it up the rear end. Dude, it's big. That looks good. It really does. Dude, that is a good shot. You like the bus? Should we keep it or give it back to Onyx? You want to keep it? We can't keep it. It looks cool though, huh? Now, the bus might be cool. My Onyx Build Challenge bus van delivery machine is gonna be way cooler, so stay tuned for that. But we achieved our goal. It is outside. We're able to look at it. We're tired. It's Friday night. Should we go home?
No,
Say it is tomorrow.
it is tomorrow.
And just like that, it's the next day. We're working on the bus. Robbie's in, he has to do some paperwork, so it's me and Hillbilly. We're gonna start tearing down these doors. Door. Sorry, I said it already, and Hillbilly's like, doors? Door up. So we're gonna take down this door because we're doing the whole front conversion kit. What year?
This is an 02 and we're changing it to 08.
Oh.
Pop this off. So it's just a cover that pops off. You spin it to the side, and then there's a Torx bit inside that takes off the window roller up or downer knob.
Well, you guys probably already know, Hillbilly knows these Fords in and out. Clips, little tricks. You know, he just knows them. You must be a Ford guy. No,
Never.
never.
Was never raised around them my whole life or nothing.
This is your first one you worked on, huh?
Yep, very first. Now I got the screw out and I just kind of wiggle with a little bit of pressure outwards and it pops right off. We got a screw right here. This is to take off the door panel itself.
And the reason why we're stripping down the door, we're not changing the door, but we're painting the front end of the bus. So that's our job, is to paint from the front bumper.
No. It's not our job, Robbie's job.
Robbie's job. To right here is what we're painting. From here to the front.
I'm just taking my little crow's foot on the clip. Yeah, that one's not popping. This one should be plenty long. That just pops off. As I was trying to pop, it just barely. I'm wondering if this is the style that you have to slide up. You pop the top out and then slide it up. And down here is just little hooks. Something's still holding me up. Oh, there's a screw right there. To be honest, I haven't pulled too many of these, this body style apart. Mine I have, and that just popped on. Now it should come right up.
Just like that, weird. But it is like you said. Had the little hooks.
A lot of hooks. So you can pop them off that way, but you break these off of right here, or you break the door panel off. Or the door panel, all the pieces. And we don't want that, because we need to reuse that. These wires are spliced together right here.
That's custom, dude.
I would say.
Oh, that's for the heated mirror.
So I'll grab some wire snips, snip right here. Got one last screw and the mirror is coming off.
I don't think so.
Is it still solid?
Unless it's just like stuck on there from the sun.
Yeah, I got all the screws.
Looks pretty stuck on there.
Yeah. Double-sided tape.
A good tape.
Yeah, it is.
Just right on the end?
Just do one right there.
Oh yeah, you got it. The Mia.
The mirror, one less part on the door.
Well, Hillbilly's doing that. I was working on the door trim with all these clips. You just gotta be very careful. So I'm using the Wonder Pliers, just slowly popping them out. So you don't want to break them.
So we can't remove the windshield or the door glass because it's riveted in place.
There. Everything's riveted, even the door.
outer door handle is riveted in place, so we're just gonna leave that on there until Robbie comes on and looks at it. Since the bus is going black, we might as well just leave that on there, scuff it all up, and paint it to match the rest of the bus, because if not, then we have to drill rivets out. So now I'm just working on the door lock cylinder. So the door lock is just kind of held in with these clips, and then I pop it out, and there it is. So it just sits in like this, boom. Now the run channel. There it is. Roll the window down, and gotta remove this piece. It's a metal frame. Boom, just like that. And this door is officially stripped. Now we'll move to this fender. The mirror's off, we'll get the splash shield out, and then we'll go to the other side, remove those mirrors and those splash shields. Robbie should be back by then, and then we'll start taking fenders and hood and all that stuff off. Okay, to remove the mirrors, instead of undoing all this bracketry right here, which would be 1, 2, 3 bolts, instead of doing that, just gonna pull 2 right here.
Hopefully they didn't just hard wire it in there. But I don't see how they get a plug through there.
Yeah, let's hope these are not just nuts and bolt, or screw with nuts on the end of it. Okay, before I take that one all the way out, I wanna see if there is a plug, or if it's hardwired in. There it is, hardwired in, which I'm going to cut on this side of them this time. I'll pull this through, boom. Guess what? Got some new mirrors for King Fred to put on the front so we can see behind us better.
You imagine? Just like that.
Last screw, and then this mirror is off. So fender mirrors are off. Now we'll work on that mirror,
Big me.
the big mirror, and then we'll start doing all the lights. For this one, I want to label it on the baggie 6-foot long mirror.
Reminds me of like a bug antenna.
If like Robbie wants to put these back on and he starts doing it, he knows what 6-foot long mirror means. Oh yeah, she's on there. Okay.
Why are you up there so high?
We gotta reach these lights. The bus wasn't looking so high. We should have pulled them off before we lifted the bus.
Gonna get the side markers, the front flashing lights, the 3 markers up top. Now be the lights. 2 down, 2 more to go. Kind of a long stretch, huh?
Yeah, I won't be able to get that center one.
You can't fall because you're kind of a big guy and I don't want to try catching you.
What, is that a fat joke?
No, you're just a...
Meanie. Okay, so we got all the lights off of it, all the mirrors off of it. Robbie said to sand with 320 on a DA, the roof cap here to the front, and just this upper part is what the cap is, and that's what we're going to 320 is all that. Okay, before we could start sanding this roof cap, I have to get rid of some stickers. So I'm just going to be using the eraser wheel. It's got to be very careful not to heat up the fiberglass too much because it might delaminate it, which means start to separate. But it's the big bird stickers right there. Okay, I got the sticker gone. So now, time to sand. You guys must love sanding because we do a lot of it for you.
How's it going, partner?
Oh, you know, just sanding.
All right, so a little update. The bus is getting sanded. Look at this. Our camera guy, you guys couldn't tell, but he's been sanding his life away. Hillbilly's been sanding, whittling.
Like I've been playing with those dandelions.
Yeah, I just started. I show up when the work's already done. But I'm gonna pull the front end apart. We're pulling off sheet metal, the hood. I'm gonna show you guys the new stuff. Sean's already went ahead and notched it so that we're gonna have clearance with the tires. Do you guys like it? Drop a comment, let us know what you think. And after you drop a comment, go make sure you're an Elite member for OnX, because this is the OnX Elite bus. And if you get the OnX Elite, your name is gonna be put on this bus. We'll have a link in the description. This is not a sponsored video. This is just telling you guys so that you're aware, because you don't wanna miss out. All right, while Hillbilly and Colton are sanding, I'm gonna get my grill and my headlight bezels out. These are going away because we are switching to the 2010 front end. Where?
Another wrench.
Another wrench?
Cool.
Oh, look at that.
What did we find? Oh yeah, pry
It's a
bar.
cobalt. Oh yeah, we found a pry bar. Somebody's missing their wrench. Merry Christmas, Hillbilly.
I've always wanted one of them.
Oh, now you got it.
Is this the same one that you found the pry bar in?
Yeah.
What other clothes do you think you might find?
I don't know. I'm about to find out. So I'll get the marker lights out. Then it looks like this panel needs to come out, and we'll get the header off, and then we'll start taking sheet metal off. So I don't know what to do with these parts. They're gonna become obsolete, but this front end will look way better with the new style on it.
Hey, do you think we can retrofit these fenders on my truck?
You can do whatever your little heart desires.
No. I like
You know what?
my fenders.
Merry Christmas, Hillbilly. So the plan is to take this all out in one shot. Okay, just like that. That's Ford for you. They do header panels.
Oh, heated mirror. We probably get rid of it for not putting those big mirrors back on.
I think we are.
Oh, are we?
I think you got to use it.
It's more so you don't have a blind spot for kids walking around.
Okay, we'll leave them on. Hey, we'll leave them because we can put them on. We can put them on your truck.
We should put them on your truck.
No.
Just do it.
So awesome.
We should put on King Fred since King Fred has no mirrors right now.
Well, I mean, I don't see why we wouldn't. I mean, that only makes sense, right? Oh, this has been straightened before. Look.
Oh, they've been a little bit of fender bender.
Yeah, it's been fixed and painted. This has had a few kids in its life. Wow.
No, it's probably the mom minivan.
Yeah, yeah. Seriously.
Soccer mom hit
Guaranteed. Like, oopsie. Whoop. So I'll get this lower panel off, and that'll access me to the fenders to get. Ow, that hurt. Don't do that.
So while Robbie's working on the front clip or the front header panel filler piece, I'm taking the splash shields off of the fenders because they need to come off to change the fenders out.
These are like welded in.
So there's only 3 screws on the whole jig end.
Voila.
All it is. Found some sandpaper that's inside the fender.
What, you gonna use it?
Use it for wire.
That's what we just used. We'll take the hood off last because it's blocking everything so I can. These are seriously corroded in. Oh. Well,
They're nice.
now it's a nice little lower panel. We can put this on the wall. Well, I mean,
Would you?
I mean we can. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. Bada bing, she's gone. Lost a bolt. Collateral damage. Oh no.
Oh, how do they do that? Because usually the door, you'd open the door.
There's a bolt in there. Hillbilly.
Can you get it from this side?
No, it's coming this way. I think we got to take the center panel off. 1,
Can't open the door.
2. Huh. No way. They never planned on this coming off.
That's probably why this front fender was just fixed, not or painted.
Yep. We got to cut it. It's still up in there more. Bada bing! So we're just making sure that there's plenty of clearance for the new tires. All right, so we've got a screw here that's stripping. We've got a bolt right here, so we're just about there. No wonder they fixed this.
Yeah.
And didn't replace it. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna reverse these bolts. We'll pull these out and we'll put J-clips on the backside and run bolts this way. One way or another, we'll do it. This is how you get the normal bolts out. You open the door and you pull the bolts. Just like that. Can't do it over there.
Oh.
Voila!
You want in need of a good driver fender?
All this is gonna get trimmed. Dang oh dangy. So we're almost acting like professionals even though we know we're not.
I think we're professional.
It's like hillbilly tight. Who uses a wood screw?
Lag
Probably
bolt.
get vice grips on there sideways now.
They weren't messing around.
No, they weren't. Oh, it's just silicone. Well, that's how you do it, boys. I'm thinking we trim this all the way off.
Well, that fender will run down right there, right?
Now I'm gonna itch all night long.
Yep, now you're running for 2 nights.
That's okay. Look, I gained access. Fender is discombobulated. Now I'm itching everywhere.
That is a fiberglass hood, isn't it?
So this hood takes a little bit bigger bolts. We didn't get the hood hinges, so we're gonna drill these out. All right, I got my side all bolted in, holes drilled. Hillbilly's working on his side. Oh yeah, we gotta get a latch assembly. This is totally different. We're gonna latch assembly for it. We're gonna need that upper valence too. Oh yeah, that's fine. We're learning. Yeah, we gotta pop this air cleaner out so that we can get this front panel off. Anyway, we're gonna get the intake off, or the air cleaner box off. Get this out of the way, we'll get the latch out of the way, and we'll throw some fenders on. All right, we got the latch off. This is, like I said, this is just a different style than what this hood takes. So we'll order up a latch assembly for that hood, because this is 2002 to 2010, so it's way different. But we know we can convert it. We don't know what all we'll have to reuse, but the whole point of this front end conversion is just looks. We just wanted to look cool. Did we already show them that we notched the fenders?
Yes, I showed them earlier, but
Yeah.
I explained how.
Still needs body work a little bit, but it's virtually ready. Since the driver's side is going to be the easiest, I'll put this one on. I say that now, might regret my decision. So this is going to take a little bit of work. It's not fully lining up, but we'll get it. All right, I'm going to try to get the door bolts in. Just put that right there and just kind of hold it. Kind of try to push up and close that gap while I open the door and bolt it. Okay. Something weird going on. So we're realizing that the hood needs to go back. I think we'll throw the other fender up there. That square right there just needs to come out. I mean, sorry, the fender just needs to go back.
I mean, the hood has to go back on the fender?
Yeah.
I know what you meant.
So we're putting the J-clips right here so we can try to put bolts in this. So we've ran into a little snag. We can't run our lights here. So we're gonna pull them off and see if we can't put that header panel to fit. I sure hope it doesn't hit the bumper.
At that point, we'll be notching the header panel. Well, looks like we're cutting because it's hitting the bumper. And that bumper was not fun to take on or put on. So
We gotta cut it.
Flip the header panel over.
you sure?
No.
Don't work.
It's like perfect fit to, if you ask me.
The lights not so much.
Oh, let's trim these nubbies off right here. Hurry and trim these on both sides. And then let's try it again.
What nubbies?
These little nubs.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, it's like got no structure to it.
Maybe I can just cut the inner piece,
Release it.
release it, and then we can just bolt her in.
But look,
Look at that.
I just put that in. It's not going to interfere with what we're trimming. Perfection. Okay. Not bad, actually. The hood needs to twist, is what it needs to do. So that side just needs to go back. What we're gonna do is once we get this header panel where we like it, man, that's gonna be sick. We may have to retrim these outer edges that we just got powder coated, but that's no big deal. He's got a really nice gap. Dude, look at how awesome and tucked in that is.
Oh yeah. With that grill on there, I think it'll be like.
Yeah. Let's hurry and throw the headlights in. Now we're not fully cranking these in. This is just merely for looks to try to get what this front end's gonna look like. This one came with bulbs. Now we just need pigtails. All right, now this is really gonna tie the front end together where we can pull, and then we'll pull this out and look at it. You've always gotta look at it.
Yeah. Went from 2002 to 2010?
Yeah, in a day.
Perfect.
No, it ain't much, but it's honest work. It's actually not bad.
It really isn't.
I'm just setting the gap. So we need a few more things. This has got to go back. Fender's got to come out a little. Hi, sweetheart. I love how that looks with the freaking bumper.
Oh, it like couldn't have been any
What
better.
do you think, sweetie?
I love it.
You love the bus? Me too. All right, we're gonna pull it out front and check it out.
Okay, so we're gonna have Hillbilly bend where we're gonna be cutting it anyways, but just to be able to pull it, bend it right here. We don't want to cut up these sides. If you just remain bent right there, you would be fine. What are you doing, Lincoln?
I'm trying to get home.
Say, get in, Colton.
I'm in.
Sean, are you? Am I good to turn? I'm maxed out.
I think it looks good, like that front end.
So we're making some awesome progress on the Connex Cool Bus. Make sure you guys are an elite member because your name will be on this bus. Don't forget. And as always, keep watching our videos because we got a lot of cool stuff coming for this bus. As always, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one.